Tar Heel Nation, it is your boy, one of the co-hosts here in the North Carolina Tar Heel Live, Myron McCray, aka Tornado McCray, across the skies of the internet, and also I am the captain of the Hooligan Express, and that's right there, that guy over there. Tell him your name, good people, because
Yo, it's your boy, Rasbox26, coming at you again. I done screwed up my own intro, but that's all right. I ain't worried about it because it's your number one farmer. It's the boy, head of the rice fields. Let's get with it for
he
another
don't know
Carolina Life.
nothing. He don't know nothing. He ain't playing nothing. He ain't been here. He ain't done
I
anything.
know a little about nothing and a whole lot about everything, so let's go with it.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Because from what I heard, you don't know much, but I don't know much either.
You know how they ask you in the country what you know good.
But man, we got a lot on the docket today, Tar Heel Nation. Hope y'all are living. Hope y'all are doing well. And first thing we do want to talk about that's on the docket, as he may have seen, is the TCU coach apparently is the litmus test. He's the icebreaker for for new legends coming into college football. So for those of you who don't know, TCU coach has a unique link, so to speak, with NFL legends. And what I mean by that is recently he was asked by ESPN's Andrea Adelson, what did the Horned Frogs do? What did his team do in order to be the opponents for both Deion Sanders and Bill Belichick's coaching debuts in college football at the FBS level? And I ain't gonna lie, I loved his response. He said, not sure how we pulled that off. It's called bad scheduling. Hopefully we'll fare better than we did last time. We didn't play well last time, but we've got a second chance. And for those of you who don't remember, TCU lost to Colorado 45-42 in what was a thriller, actually. It was a really good game.
Oh, it was a barn burner for sure.
Hey, that was a great game. If you didn't watch that, man, I don't know what you missed. And also, this is the first time, I didn't know this last time we talked about TCU, but this is the first time that they will be meeting UNC since 97. That's kind of crazy. So, what are your thoughts about the TCU coach being essentially the litmus test, so to speak, for all NFL legends who come into college coaching at the FBS level?
First things first, NCAA is disrespectful. Big 12 disrespectful. ACC disrespectful. Because one, you don't have to keep doing this to them. Like this, like why do they have to be the litmus test?
I mean, you would think I scheduled it. You would think I scheduled it, low key.
Exactly. And the only reason why you did it because they might have or sort of looked like they were scheduled last year, or you know what, they tough enough. We'll put them on there. This is the one throwaway game we're gonna do this season. They were gonna throw all top 10 teams on the rest of the schedule because you are some kind of madman.
Listen, man, you know me. I say we gotta prove to the committee that we are great
out here in your pursuit to get Kennesaw State ranked.
Yes, in my pursuit to build these dynasties, I will take on the highest ranked for no reason in week 1. Set the precedent. Let everybody know this is what we're about. But nah, on the real, I thought this was really crazy. I kind of laughed. I was like, ooh, bro, now disrespectful is crazy. But I'm also looking at it like he had to choose that. He had to have scheduled it or at least seen the opportunity. Yes, he did.
No, we didn't. Athletic director did this.
You think the athletic director just made this schedule and did not tell him at all?
Oh, he told him.
After? Is that what you're saying?
After it was finalized.
Bro,
you see what he said? He said, not sure how we pulled that off. It's called bad scheduling. Even he doesn't understand why this is happening.
Now, they did say he joked about it when he said that, but I'm still like, nah, there's a little truth into what he said. There's a little truth into what he said. But
he's like, why are we here? Why are we doing this?
But I was sitting there, I'm like, ooh. That kind of hurts. That kind of hurts him. And I personally, I wouldn't have, if I had Deion last year, I probably would have made sure that we didn't get Bill this year. I would have called up and like, hey,
I, I
get this
wouldn't have
game
got
off.
it first. I wouldn't
Or
have
at
got it.
least I would, or at least
I'd
I would have made that a home game, not a neutral site game. I would have made that a home game.
Not, I'm even cool with a neutral site game. Like I said, it would just not have been the first game of my season again.
Again.
It would have been.
Also, week
I would
two.
have asked for like this to be like fourth game in the season. At least let us get into a rhythm real quick.
So week 2 would have been cool for you.
Yeah, week 2 would have been fine with me.
We-
Week two, I would have been upset. I wouldn't have argued as heavily as I would have argued had I been week 1 back to back like this.
mm-hmm.
But week 1, I would have I would have been upset. I was there. I was like, "What's wrong with y'all?
I don't know, man.
Why us?
Because here's the thing.
Why us? Why not Arizona?"
So I got a question. If he goes in and beats Bill, is Bill automatically a better, or is Dion a better coach than Bill off rip?
If he goes in and beats Bill, Coach Dykes is a better coach than somebody at this point. Because all that's really going to do is show that, one, that some of the rumor or some of the speculation might have been true, that Bill was allowing all this Jordan stuff to be a little bit more of a distraction than we had planned it to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't come out as ready as they should have week 1. And 2, it means that Coach Dykes went back, paid attention to some old film of Bill coaching, some old film of the offensive coordinator, and prepared his guys well. So it just means that at the end of the day, that TCU was just more prepared to play than UNC was. And it's going to add some more speculation off of, okay, was all the stuff going on during the summer more of a problem than we thought it was going to be? Or was all that stuff during the summer too much of a distraction for Bill himself and not just the entire team?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, hold up. We got a comment in here. Hey. Our boy Beats said, make sure y'all hit the like button. Beats, say tell the people what to do. Hit the like button,
subscribe, comment, do all the stuff.
And here's the other thing, yo, we are available on all the
hit
platforms.
That notification bell.
YouTube, Anchor, Spotify. Right, we were trying to be on Facebook. Facebook wants to be stupid, but it's okay. And we're also thinking about, and we might be doing IG and Twitter soon as well. I know we own Twitter, like, in a way right now, but we might have our own dedicated page to that. We're working on that. Thinking about that.
We're getting there. So,
but we're getting it.
But no, like at the end of the day, all it's going to show us that TCU was just more prepared coming in, and this is going to be some of the growing pains for Bill in his first year as a college football coach. It's gonna be that's the simplest way to put it.
I can see that, but
like you say, because like as you already know, there's high expectations for him being an NFL legend and considered a top 3 NFL coach in history. Then you come down to the college level where you've never had a hand in this, you've never been in this atmosphere before, outside of watching your dad do it, or the occasional time you might have came to a game, but you've never been on the field for it like this. So we'll have to see what happens.
It's like my dad did it. We're doing great.
So my dad owns a dealership.
We're doing great. But honestly, I'm gonna put it like this, because I know there might be some people who will sit there and do this. If the TCU coach loses the Bill, and people try to hang that up on him, I'm gonna just look at it and be like, he lost to 2 NFL legends, bro. Like, especially the quote unquote greatest coach in NFL history. I think he gets more of a pass for that one than the Colorado loss last year.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses, because what you gonna tell me? Hey,
no,
bro.
he won't get more. He won't get more of a pass. He won't.
Why?
The reason why is because of all that drama that went down during the summer. He won't get a pass for that, because everybody's expecting, because he's been saying up and down, left and right, that at the end of the day, whatever was going on with she who shall not be named right now and football were two separate issues. He was focused entirely on football. And when it came down to being on the field, he was 100% focused, 100% locked
in the
But
puffer.
but if they come out and they look and they play and they look flat and they look discombobulated and disjointed, the first thing that's going to come down was everything that went down during the summer was Bill lying. Was he just covering for his girlfriend to make everything look like it was a better situation than it was? Then they're going to start speculating on some of the transfers that came out, especially some of the main leaders on this team that transferred out. They're going to start asking, okay, what was going down during that time that we didn't hear of that caused them to transfer? Was she part of the issue?
A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of Nathan.
And we already know on our end, the biggest guess is it's a whole lot of nothing, and they just really wanted a different opportunity. Cool, whatever. That's great. But all of it's going to start coming crashing down if he loses or at least looks bad in this first game.
If UNC gets blown out in this first game, the questions are going to be flying. If UNC gets blown out, the questions are flying, bro.
People are going to be looking for his resignation by the end of the season if they don't have a good season. If that is the benchmark going into the season, and it ends up being the actual benchmark and the actual level that they hit for most of the season, people are going to want his resignation because they're not going to feel like they wasted their time. And then they're going to think that he's there, and it's not going to be everyone. Nobody important.
I ain't gonna say they're gonna want his resignation, but he's gonna be on the hot seat quick.
Nobody majorly important are going to want it. Nobody major that has a whole lot of influence is going to push it. There's going to be a segment of fans.
There's going to be the cult.
Want him going. There's going to be
that cult. Off with his head. Kill this man.
Because think about it. There's still that group of fans in Pittsburgh, despite the fact they've had winning records for the last 12 years, that want Mike Tomlin gone. Despite the fact some of this ain't even Mike Tomlin. But at the end of the day, you're going to that's what there's going to be a group that's going to ask that, hey, we need him gone because he's a waste of time. But you also got to remember, when you have a new coach, we've said it about Dion, when you had a new coach, you got to give him at least 3 seasons.
At least, bro. That's always been my thing. Unless the first and second season are just like,
it's just disastrous,
just god awful bad. Like, and I'm talking, I'm gonna hurt myself here. Like Matt Rule and Frank Wright, 1-10 both times bad.
If they're like the Joey Harrington, Joe Horn Atlanta years,
if they're just that bad, yeah, you gotta get them. You gotta get them out of here. Like, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro.
You just gotta go.
You just, like, immediate. Like, if Bill goes, I will say this on this record right now: if Bill goes 1-7, 1-8, 1-9, 1-10 to start, get him out. Get him out. Gotta go. Go back to the NFL.
If he ends the first half of the season with under 500, hot seat for sure.
I ain't gonna say that because that could be 3-5, and that could be close. I'm saying if he only has a 1 win by the halfway through the season,
if he has 2 or less,
yes. If he has 2, 1, or has not won squat
by the halfway point,
get him going.
Yeah, by halfway, any good team should start hitting their stride by then.
Hey,
like there's no way you just can't.
And here's the other thing about it. His buyout, we talked about it last time. His buyout shrinks literally from 10 million now to 1 million. It officially shrunk starting this past Sunday on June 1st. So at that point, that's the cheap for a name like Bill Belichick. North Carolina can buy him out. For a name like Bill Belichick, North Carolina being able to buy him out for just $1 million, yeah, get him out.
Heck, you can't even buy out some bench players in the NFL for that.
Bro, Carolina bought out Matt Rule for $70 million. Carolina paid them $70 million paid them $70 million to get Matt Rule. Or it was 30. I'm sorry, it was $30 million. It was $30 million. The contract we gave him was 7 years, $70 million.
Either way, too much dang money. Either way,
way too much.
Way too much money. Either way you look at it.